Still in the dark, thousands of down power lines hinder crews' efforts to get Metro Detroit back online when things should return to normal.
Tracking wind-chilly conditions for those with and without power, but we're looking at a weekend warm-up straight ahead.
We talked to Ukrainians who have escaped to find safety here in Michigan. What has it been like for them for a year since leaving their homeland?
At first it was like shocked, then it was angry, and now it's just only angry mixed with hope.
Plus, traffic troubles, the two major highways facing construction closures this weekend. How to get around the whole mess.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Slow and steady. That is the word from DTE and Consumers Energy today about their work to get Michigan back on the grid. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Christy McDonald in for Karen Drew today. Here in Metro Detroit, local crews hope to get nearly all of its customers back online by the end of Sunday, and half of the people dealing with outages by tonight. But they also say those down power lines that have been posing a threat to people across the region should all be taken care of from a safety perspective by this evening.
It's tough to plan for, every events every 50 years, but the only true plan is to really continue investing in the grid in a very significant way to prepare it for the future.
But for the moment, there are still 458,000 people without power, mostly in Wayne, Oakland, and Washtenaw counties. And that means thousands of residents will potentially remain in the dark for a total of 4 days by the time that this is all said and done. The average home, it will only stay warm for about 8 to 12 hours after the power goes out. And given how cold it got overnight, for some people, it may no longer be safe to wait it out at home. Sean Lay is live on the west side of Detroit with the frustrations the neighbors are not seeing, but we're going to get to Sean in just a moment. But you know what? Let's check in first with Brandon Rue for a look at the forecast. Hey, Brandon.
All right, Christy, we are looking at cool conditions. Of course, we're thinking of everybody dealing with the power outage problems, and it hasn't been real pleasant, has it? I mean, these temperatures still in the 20s, most of Metro Detroit, a little bit warmer at Metro Airport, but 27 Howell, 23 Port Huron. We're still missing data from Monroe, Lenawee counties, other observation stations due to the power outages and the problems that we've had. But wind chills are into the teens in some spots, and I would sort of plan for that if you have plans to be out and about this evening. We'll see 27 degrees at 6 p.m. The sun sets at 6:17 on this finally Friday, cooling into the low 20s through the evening as you're out and about. And again, with a little bit of a breeze, it will feel cooler. We do have some clear skies. We're also tracking a little bit of snow. How about Saturday snow for a trade-off and some Sunday sun? We'll look at warming weekend conditions and this snow coming up, Christy.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Brandon. Let's get out now to Sean Lay, who is live on the west side of Detroit. Neighbors are kind of frustrated now, Sean. They're seeing crews not working in the neighborhoods or there.
I can show you exactly why people are frustrated, giving us an earful, giving DTE an earful, and we are listening to those concerns. We're also seeing them up close. Here's Linden right at Penrod. Here's a wire down. We were directed by Detroit Fire to come check this one out because it was arcing earlier, stretching all the way across the street. It gets taped off, but crews so busy, they were able to shut the power off. That's good. I'm not getting too close to this thing, though. And then crews have to come back when they have time from other jobs to fix this thing. We've been all over Detroit. We're focusing on Detroit right now, Christy. Take a look at this video. This isn't the only place we're seeing things like this. Incredibly dangerous scene here. Neighbors on Keeler at Louder on the city's west side. They're not only cold in their homes, no power, no heat, they're hot. They're angry, frustrated. Look at this line on Keeler. It was down so long and it was hot, remained hot. It burned a groove into the lawn here. Now, a child could have touched it. That would have been just absolutely horrific. People watched the Detroit Fire engine basically babysit this hot line so no one would touch it yesterday and even this morning. 4 hours, those firefighters tell us their engine was essentially out of service while they had to babysit this line and wait for DTE. A DTE truck came, then left, and it looks like the power to that wire is now off. So lots of concerns here. DTE just gave an update where we were able to ask them to address the concerns, especially Detroiters right now, so upset by these scenes where they're not seeing crews show up and address their concerns with power and also lines being left across the street like this. Also, Christian, real fast, businesses and traffic lights from here all the way out to Telegraph, dark right now. It is a major issue out here as we continue to follow it hour by hour. Back to you.
All right, can imagine the frustration there, Sean. Thanks. We'll see you at 5 o'clock today. Well, today marks 1 year since Russia began its attack on Ukraine, and the conflict continues to take a terrible toll. Devin Scallion joins us now with a closer look at some of the numbers that show the scale of the devastation. Devin.
Christy, no one expected this to go on for a year at the start, but no one expected Ukraine to be such a tenacious fighter against its neighbor either. As of today, neither Russia nor Ukraine has officially released the number of lives lost during the war, but it's believed that Russia has suffered between 175,000 and 200,000 casualties during the invasion, including up to 60,000 killed. But according to the European Union's Justice Commissioner, 65,000 suspected war crimes have been reported since Russia launched its invasion. More than 8 million Ukrainians have fled their country and become refugees across Europe. More than 5.3 million others are still estimated to be internally displaced within Ukraine, in other words, not able to really go home. Today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky marked the day in Kyiv with a rare press conference. He said he believes victory will be inevitable thanks to the resolve of his troops and assistance from allies. And the U.S., of course, has proven to be Ukraine's biggest financial ally over the past year, doubling down on that title today with the announcement of a new $2 billion aid package to the country. It includes more rounds for rocket launchers, more artillery ammunition, as well as drone and counter-drone equipment. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the U.S. will stand by Ukraine for as long as it takes.
All right,
Christy,
thanks so much, Devin. We'll see you at 5 o'clock today. The impact of this invasion has been felt here in Metro Detroit, too. And as our Paula Tutman shows us, the road to heal and rebuild for refugees certainly is a long one, Paula.
Yeah, and it's one that's definitely taking place right here in Michigan. We have a huge Ukrainian American community. Devin gave those numbers, 5 to 8 million refugees. Those were the numbers we were getting at the run-up to the war. When I talked to Americans who happen to be of Ukrainian descent, they are concerned that their fellow Americans are losing a resolve to support this effort for democracy and independence. When I talk to refugees who are here right now in Metro Detroit, they are concerned about that as well, and so many other things. When she can, Maria Nikitina gets a video call into her husband. If conditions allow, if time allows, if war allows. She was able to get out of Dnipro, Ukraine. As a fighting-age male, he was not. They have not touched one another, hugged one another, kissed one another for nearly a year. Maria is a special designated refugee in Warren who, as a counselor, deals with her trauma while simultaneously helping Ukrainian children seeking safe harbor in the metro area with their trauma.
All of them have adaptation issues, and of course they have the trouble with sleeping, and they have low appetite, but the most of them have the problem with poor sleeping and nightmares and high level of anxiety.
Dr. Roman Kolochin runs the Generations Counseling Clinic in Warren. He keeps an eye on the Department of Homeland Security's numbers and says right now the data indicates there are 3,300 individuals who've been accepted in the U.S.'s Special Ukrainian Refugee Program in Macomb and Oakland counties, and 851 in Wayne County. A total of 5,000 have made it to other areas in Michigan, and many more still await safe passage out of the war zone.
They're having difficulty acclimating. Remember, they come from a country where that was their homeland.
For more than a year, we've been following families of Ukrainian descent. More than 50,000 Ukrainian Americans call Michigan home. We've watched the struggles of their loved ones to escape to safety while creating a local war effort. From working to digitally preserve landmarks and artifacts that are being destroyed by the Russians, to the Kyiv Ballet, which continues to wander the globe because they have no home to go to the children who are trying to assimilate here, not knowing if this is temporary or forever.
Like, it's very hard.
When I help them, I help myself. It's like two direction. When I support them, I support myself and support my country.
My decision to leave was because I was pregnant.
Ayana escaped to save her first child.
5 o'clock in the morning, everything changed. There was an explosion, as well as my car was set on fire.
War in your own front yard and then having to flee your nation. And Michigan has opened its arms and welcomed so many of these refugees. By the way, I do want you to know that there's a vigil at St. Mary the Protectress Ukrainian Orthodox Church. That's on Evergreen Road in Southfield this evening at 7 p.m. A vigil there for people praying that this ends, that they'll be able to go home, that they'll have a home to go home to. Christy?
Thanks so much, Paula. Excellent story and perspective as always. The Pentagon is working to find out how a trove of internal U.S. Special Operations Command emails leaked for 2 weeks without the military's knowledge and why the problem wasn't detected sooner. The investigation follows the discovery of 3 terabytes of Department of Defense unclassified emails dating back to February 8th. They were found on the internet. Right now, investigators believe it was due to a misconfiguration of a computer server. Well, we are learning more about the toxic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. Federal investigators are now saying the disaster was 100% preventable. But the NTSB also says there is no evidence that the train's crew did anything wrong. Its preliminary report found that an alarm went off and warned the crew a wheel bearing was overheating just shortly before the disaster. The engineer tried to stop the train, but apparently it was too late.
We call things accidents. There is no accident. Every single event that we investigate is preventable. This was 100% preventable.
In all, 38 cars derailed, including 11 tank cars carrying hazardous materials that subsequently ignited, fueling those fires. The question now is, where is all of that toxic waste going? Well, coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, why that waste could be coming right here to Metro Detroit. And we'll have that at 5.